Week number 3 of DBT05. Yeah, we actually do have quite a little bit of stuff, and I know I'm like 2 weeks late for this video, but it's fine. It's better late than never. In any case, we do have quite a few reviews for DBT05. In any case, let's get started with Dragon Empire. So for Dragon Empire, we actually have Stealth Dragon Hadan Ressou. Although when this unit is placed on Regal Circle by your Vanguard's ability, this unit gets 10k power until the end of turn. So this is for sure is going to be like either Tamayura as well as Eugene support. But then again, Eugene is like very RNG focused, but this is more leaning towards Tamayura because, you know, Tamayura could superior call this guy from the soul since he is a stealth, and Tamayura does not really specify you need to superior call specific units for the first part of her superior calling skills, that is. So this is basically probably just a big beat stick for Tamayura. This card is not a bad target to be called because he hits number. He can hit up to 34 because Tamayura does give the 5k. I mean, I didn't take into account the 5k provided for Tamayura in this case. So 34k is really huge, especially it is the 4th attack. Ugh, disgusting. And what's more, this is a stealth unit, meaning we do have a lot of support cards that basically put stealth units either from the drop zone or from the deck or the top 7 of the deck to the soul, which is very, very nice. It's a really good card for Tamayura. Next, we have Rambling Sheer Dragon. Although when this unit intercepts, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets 10k shield until the end of that battle. Yeah, unfortunately, this is probably skipping because you need to intercept in order to get that shield value. I don't think so. And what's more, you need to wait until your opponent is grade 3 or greater. Only then you get the 15k shield. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be run in any deck. That's a bit sad. Moving on to Dark States, this card was actually revealed on week 2, but unfortunately I did kind of miss this card. So, Amazement Magician, Auto Regal Circle. When this unit attacks, you may soul charge 1. Relatively simple skill. However, the problem with this card is that she is basically competing against Crimson Expeller. If you do want to run this card in any Dark States deck, Greedon, Bruce, or Barrow Magnus, as well as Kheios. The main differences between Crimson Expeller as well as this card is that you are able to choose whether or not you want to soul charge, and also you are not locked to attack the Vanguard, only then you can soul charge. You could still attack the Vanguard and get the soul charge. But of course, Crimson Expeller being a triple R does have much more benefit than this card because whenever Crimson Expeller is in the soul, you can counterblast one to yeet himself from the soul to give Vanguard 10k power. So, I mean, in a Greedon deck, maybe you will want to run Crimson Expeller, but the rest of the right line you don't really want to. And yeah, probably we'll skip this because there are a ton of other better units to be run in any Dark States deck. Next up, we have Steam Maiden Bahni. Although when this unit is placed on Regal Circle from your hand, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, cast counterblast 1, choose a grade 1 or less card from your soul and call it to Regal Circle. If your soul has 10 or more cards with different card names, choose a grade 4 or less instead. Kheios support. Yeah. The only problem I have when this card was revealed after some preliminary testing for Kheios is that you don't really get the skill that often for your first grade 3 turn. I mean, yeah, you can. People has been bugging me to run like 2 of each type of card in a Kheios deck, with exception for Persona Right Kheios as well as Mikani. But I really don't like that type of playstyle. 1, your consistency in getting your key cards, and 2, most of your cards are dead. But yeah, if we don't run like 2 of each pieces in a Kheios deck, it will mean that you can't really use Bahni skill on your first grade 3 turn, because even getting to the 8 or more different cards is really hard on turn 3, despite you using Kheios skill, because Kheios is still RNG. If the top 3 is all of the duplicates, then you're pretty much screwed. but in the mid to late game, the 2 boxings from the soul is always really nice. You're able to call anything from the soul provided you have 10 or more different cards, and this card is probably your only way of calling Mikani from the soul, because as we all know, Mikani goes to soul after he restands, so you could basically just call Mikani from the soul back out with this card, which is not too bad. You could run Unrivaled Bruce in this together with this card, but then you're technically wasting one spot for a useless grade 4 in your deck. So not the best look. If you want to run grade 4, just don't. Although it states that you can call a grade 4 card, but just don't. Next up, we have Indecade Arrow Dragon. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, review the top card of your deck. If your soul has no cards with the same card name as the reveal card, soul charge 1. So this card basically allows you to have a selective soul charge. It's based on whatever card is in your soul. If you don't have a same name, then you are able to soul charge. This is basically going to be Kheios support. The card that was revealed actually stayed on the top of the deck if it's not soul charged. So for example, you have like another same card in your soul as the reveal card, it actually stays on top. So it's gonna be really suck, because if you don't have any skills that basically lets you soul charge or draw, your opponent is gonna know one of your draft checks already. So it's kind of a hit or miss card in this case. It's a better soul charge, but not really. It's very, very disheartening. Also, this is a mandatory skill activation. As long as this card is called either from hand or from your soul, the skill is mandatory to activate. So do be really, really careful. For example, if you're really, really low on deck, it's not really a good idea to call this card. Because unless, of course, you do gamble into like that reveal card has the same name as one of your soul, then yeah, you're lucky, I guess. But overall, quite a solid support for Kheios. And of course, we have the pony, Flaming Pony. Yeah, active soul. Cost bind this card and soul charge 2. Very, very simple effect. It's basically Dimension Creeper in Overdress. All of the dark states actually will want this card to be played, except maybe Bruce, because Bruce does not really need the quantity of the soul. But unlike Greed and Barrow as well as Kheios, would definitely want this card. For Kheios in particularly, if you do have like 2 of this pony in your soul, you basically could just bind this card to soul judge another 2, hopefully different card names than what you have in your soul, which is very, very nice. Barrow, self-explanatory, you just need 15 soul and you're basically wrecking your opponent. Greedon, it's basically more towards the 10 soul count to get the power boost after Greedon restand, so it's actually really nice. I think this will be a stapler until probably a better card was revealed. This card is definitely a must in Kheios deck, although whether or not you soul charge this card or put from your hand or draw into it, it's basically still RNG. But then again, quite a solid card for Kheios. Always a must for Kheios. Moving on to Cater Sanctuary, we have Witch of Prohibition, Ernmas. Although when this unit is retired from rearguard circle by the ability of your Vanguard with Blaster in its card name during your turn, cost Soul Blast 2, choose one of your opponent's rearguard and retire it. This is basically just kind of compensating for Peanut Butter Overlord to have like, you know, because Peanut Butter Overlord does not really control your opponent's board anymore. So this card basically could just help you have that ability to control your opponent's board. And the Soul Blast 2 may seem heavy, but then again, Peanut Butter Overlord could Superior Call a Bluster Dart from Soul or Drop Zone. So the Bluster Dart in your Soul is basically just for this card. You could just Soul Blast out the Bluster Dart to retire one, and you can just call back that Bluster Dart anyway, so it's a free win, I would say. However, even so, Soul Blast 2 is still really, really heavy for a Bluster Dart. Plus, I don't think Majesty Lord Blaster is gonna play this card because they don't retire their own rearguards, except Peanut Butter. Probably 2 Tech In will be nice for this card in the deck. It basically just allows you to have like a board control option for Peanut Butter Overlord. In any case, quite solid. Next up, we have Kind Light Dragon. Auto rearguard circle once per turn. When this unit stands by your card's ability, this unit gets 5k power until the end of turn. So this is like a Bastion-ish support because he's a grade 3. Yeah, but then the problem here is that there are a lot of other better beaters in Bastion. So the best example here will be Alden. So there's nothing in Cater Sanctuary can beat Alden at this point. So I did put here maybe the new right line, but the new right line, yes, you could run this, but then again, if you do run this card inside Tigria, it means that you're running a lot of grade 3s, which is good and bad at the same time, I would say. In any case, this card, although I understand it's a common, this is not gonna do anything crazy for any Cater Sanctuary deck. Probably a skip for me. Next, we have Dashing Knight Frida. Although when this unit is placed on rearguard circle during your main phase, if you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 2 or less unit card with Blaster in its card name, call it to rearguard circle, and shuffle your deck. If you call, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So this is quite a nice support for both Blaster Dog as well as Blaster Blade. Although it's still a 1-for-1 trade, because if you do call something out, you still have to discard. So not the best effect, but then again, if this card does helps you fix if you have a very bricky hand. So it's not entirely useless. I mean, it has its value, just it's not that great. It helps you filters the deck, provided you get a Blaster Dog from the top 5 of your deck. So there's that. So the full support has not been out yet, so I don't know if Blaster Dark or Blaster Blade deck should run this card, but at the moment it seems highly likely people will be running this card. I don't know. Moving on to Stoicheia, we have Tyrannite Fleche. Auto rearguard circle. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, this unit gets 5k power until the end of that battle for each of your token unit. Rolly, a Flagberg card, but has a Rorowa skill. Rolly Bushi. Rolly! But then again, she is a decent attacker for Rorowa, because Rorowa is the only deck with tokens in Stoicheia at the moment. Very nice, Bushi. She can range from about 25k to 35k attack. I mean, you could go up to 30k if you have 4 tokens, but then again, I don't think you will want to have 4 tokens. This is provided you have Radalina as well as Momoke in one column, which means that you have a total of 3 token units. So 25k seems logical. 35k is basically just adding the personal right power. If you call her out, it means that you will most probably have at most 3 tokens for defense. That includes Momoke as well. The defense here is basically Rorowa grade 3 skills, because for every token you retire, he gets a 5k power, which means that each token on the field is a 5k shield. This card is actually not too bad. Despite Rorowa has a really good attacker already, they get another one. Very nice. Next, for Brandgate, Helping Monster Techtan, a penguin monster. Although when this unit is discarded from your hand during your turn, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 1 set order from among them, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. This card is a really disgusting card for Gravidia or Office, or maybe the new right line that we're about to get very soon. Since it only says discarded, so whenever you discard to right from the right deck, you could basically just discard this and check the top 5 for a set order. This is particularly really good for Gravidia to help filters out bricks, I would say. But then again, bricks is brick, so... With this card being revealed for the support for Brandgate, it basically sort of confirms that the new right line will be utilizing the set order. But I could be wrong here. But then again, the whole of Brandgate is playing around with the set order, so it's not too surprising if the new right line does utilize the set order. So that's just my 2 cents. But then again, this card is a very nice consistency card for both Orpheus and Gravidia, since both of them does rely heavily on set orders. Not so much for Seraph Snow, because you only need that 1 prison card and that's it. Moving on, Stepchild of Variable Stars. Continuous rearguard circle. During your turn, this unit gets 2k power for each set order in your order zone. So this is basically just a big booster or attacker for Gravidia, because I don't think Orpheus needs this, because most of Orpheus cards hits for big numbers already. So yeah, it's most likely for Gravidia, because, and plus Gravidia could stacks like meteor after meteor in the set order, so she's a really big booster, I would say. A decent tech in, but I don't think you would want to run this in a Gravidia deck. But for now, I think it's not a bad choice to run in Gravidia. The 7k base hurts a bit, because it's gonna be really hard for you to hit magic number, because everything here is like, it's either 13k or a 10k base if your opponent is grade 2. So you might probably need to adjust where you put this unit in, either boosting the Vanguard, the Rearguard, or basically you just need to calculate the magic number in order to get the maximum benefit out of this unit. But overall, really nice support for... Actually, it's really generic. Any deck could run this, but I don't think Seraph Snow wants this. Orpheus, I don't think so as well. Maybe the new right line again. And that is all for week 3. We're approaching to the release date of DBT05 already, so I'm gonna speed up the week 4 reveals as well as the final week. I mean, the final week will be after DBT05 release date, so oh well. Do like and subscribe if you like this video, and of course do ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.